Hello guys. Hopefully y'all see me. So weird. I haven't done a stream or even a video on my by myself for so long. I don't even know what to think. Um, but yeah, hello Poppy Davis and Moose Gal. Glad you guys could make it. Don't expect a lot of people in since this is a last minute um, video, but after last night's stream with Vegamatic and the gang, Oz and Val and all them, I just don't feel like I got my point across very well on my feelings about civil rights and the virus and and just my feelings. Hi, Mark Roche, how are you? Okay, so I wrote things down because I don't want to get sidetracked and I don't want to mess up my idea about the whole civil rights issue and the corona panic and all of that. I just want to get this out, okay? And then we'll talk about it. So, overpopulation alone leads to infringement on your human rights. The only way to truly retain your human rights is to be in small communities and not in big populous areas or not have the huge populations we do. Um, we just by means of having big populations living together, there is no way your human rights will not conflict with another's human rights. Okay, this box going over my face is killing me. Sorry, I don't know what the hell's going on. Hopefully, it's still there. Stupid fucking box. I wish I knew more about this freaking program. I'm sorry. Right in the middle of this. What the hell? Sorry. 1 second. Okay, box is gone. Good. Wait, no, it's back. Shit, fuck the box. I don't care. So just by virtue of you living in a society with many people, your human rights are going to be affected. If you live in the middle of nowhere, or in a small community, it's so much easier. Oh my God, that box is killing me. I don't know what the hell. It's very distracting. Okay. The idea that you can retain your own human rights without infringing on someone else's at this point is a ridiculous notion. Not with how close we live, not with how closely we live together. Okay, I've been watching these van life videos. Damn, I wish I could get rid of that freaking box. Um, did that do? No, it's still there. And watching them go from place to place and not being able to get away from um, people is just kneeling at home. Like they're trying to go out in the middle of nowhere and they're getting kicked out because there's too many people close together, if that makes any sense at all. Um, I don't know. Am I making any sense? Like, seriously, you can't, when you're living this close as a society, not infringe on other people's human rights. Talk about Head in the Box. I need to watch Head in the Box. Hello, Val. The box is gone. Okay, I see the box, and it's driving me nuts. I don't know. You don't see the box around my face? Talk about Head in the Box. I have to go back and watch some Head in the Box videos. Paul McGinley was in the chat last night. Hi, Kim. And TRC, did I say hi to you? Is tracking. When you turn, it goes away. Okay, when I turn, it goes. Oh my God. How do you get rid of that? I bet it's because I'm using my own camera instead of Zoom. Okay, it's super distracting. I'm sorry. I'm going to hurry up and open a Zoom. Sorry about this. It's just going to take a second. And then I can focus on what I'm talking about. Oops, this. And then we'll get this. Sorry. I'm very sorry. I'm not used to doing things by myself. Okay, come on, start video. Welcome to the world of YouTubing. This is what it's like. It's frustrating as hell. Come on, open, open, open video. I guess I gotta hold on. Close this, and then it will work. Okay, one more try. Here we go. And open it. Okay, better. Yes, no box. Okay, now I can focus. So anyway, watching with the bat, you can't even get away in the middle of nowhere, away from people. And so, am I up in the night that just by virtue of having as high a population as we have, there is no way not to infringe on someone else's rights. And I just think that yes, we should be able to have those human rights. But at the same time, how do you have your individual human rights without infringing on someone else's human rights? Does that make sense? Um, Getting other people sick, yeah, if that's not their choice, you're infringing on their rights. And I know we're all going to die, and I'm not necessarily afraid of this virus. I just don't want to die because I'm keeping up a corporation's bottom line. Does that make sense at all? Yay, no box. I got rid of the box. Yes, we should not be living so close together, but there's too many humans now. I know. And so what do you do? What do you do? Um, I've always thought, if I could just get a little further away from people, that I could have a happy life without anyone infringing on me, and I'm not infringing on anyone else. But it's getting harder and harder to do with the population. And no, I don't think this virus is going to substantially cut down the population, not anytime soon. It's not going to kill, and I've said this over and over, it's not going to kill more than 250,000 people a day, which is what the rate of increase is on the human population. Every single day, the human population increases by 250,000. It's probably less now, but it's still not even going to cut into that. Hi, Cindy. Thank you. I'm very happy you all are agreeing with me on this. But I respect Val and Sam Mitchell so much, and I understand um, their point of view. I really, really understand their point of view, and I feel for them. This happens to benefit me while I'm sick. I can stay home, and I have 2 acres and horses and animals and a garden and all that. And yeah, I do think it is way too much to watch this 24 hours a day coronavirus coverage. Um, and it can be very depressing, and I just want to be knowledgeable about it so I can speak to it a little bit with, you know, kind of a clue. I don't know. It might, Chris. What might? Wait, it makes sense. Cabin Talk Lady was talking similar lines. Oh, I'm gonna have to watch her. I've watched her a little bit, but I need to watch her some more. Boeing bigwigs are freaking out. Father-in-law has worked there 31 years. Oh, my husband is freaking out at the airport. He thinks he might lose his job because the airline industry, there's no planes, but that industry is propped up, so I don't think it's going to go away entirely. I'm all for human rights. The problem is the virus can't care about our human rights. Yeah, the virus doesn't give a shit about human rights. And I am for human rights. I just don't think it's possible to have perfect human rights, not the way the Constitution intended it when there are so many people on this planet. It doesn't matter. Once there's a huge overpopulation of people and they're living closely together, everything the people do in that close-knit society is going to affect everybody else. Thus the virus. So if you go out and infect people, and part of it's the fault of the people who are vulnerable that aren't staying home. I think they deserve to take some responsibility for it. That's why I'm staying home, because I'm susceptible to it. And yeah, I know I'm going to die, but this is not the way I want to go out. I do not want to go out building up the bottom line for a huge corporation, when it's not even something that provides food, shelter, you know, doesn't clean the air, doesn't clean up our environment. If I was doing something like that, I would feel a lot better about it. But yeah, so much respect to Sam Mitchell and Vegamatic. They're two people that I really, really highly respect. Yeah, I know Sam comes off a little harsh, and it's not everyone's cup of tea, but I understand where he comes from, and I respect where he comes from, and it affects his life just like this is affecting my life, and I'm just trying to get paid, make a living, and this virus is affecting me as I know it's affecting many of you out there. Uh, oh, hi, buddy. Buddy's here and Bio's here. What is this? This is a random, crazy um, chat about civil rights, and there's two points of view. There's the, I want my civil rights, and the coronavirus is taking them away, and then there's the, my civil rights are, I kind of want to be safe, and we want this thing to go away as soon as possible. I don't, I honestly don't care if it goes away. I really want to see the collapse of civilization and start all over again. Well, if not start all over again, at least live a little bit of my life outside of being under the thumb of a corporation and a slave to a corporation. If that makes any sense. Sam, says Buddy. Yeah, he is. Sam is Sam. Claudia's a bit more conspiratorial, another person struggling to this new normal. Hi, Kim Centeno. Inslee here says Washington is going to go back slowly. I think they will go back slowly, but finding out all the other information is this is why I wouldn't say I'm obsessed because I do go away from all this information for several hours of the day. I won't touch my email. I won't touch YouTube. I'll just go out and do gardening and cook and stuff like that. And we do need this break from information overload. I just try to find out the best sources like Dr. John Campbell and actually Chris Martenson. I haven't watched a lot recently, but I did catch his video yesterday, and it's like, holy shit, those two articles kind of hit me hard. I mean, even with people who have super mild symptoms could have lifelong effects. And the fact that people on the front lines, the people, fast food workers, janitors, all of that are suffering from this. I think we need to stand up for them, um, and human rights as far as let them eat, you know, let them survive, let them not die serving. Um, I mean, fast food really is that really serving the greater good? Should they have to go out that way? I mean, not even be respected, not even get paid extra money, still making minimum wage or slightly above, not being able to pay their rent. Um, uh, yeah, garden. And I need to get out on my horse. I got a brusher, but TRC Sambone is an enigma. He is an enigma. It hurts to breathe, so it can go away now. I know. You know what? All night I had restless sleep last night, and I dreamed it out just not being able to breathe, which I think is half dream, half not, just not being able to take a full breath of air. And it's kind of been that way for a while, but last night was really bad. And it was incorporated into my half wake, half sleep dreams state, and it was just like gasping, like I can't get why can't I just get a nice deep breath of air is why. And I think part of it is I feel like the environment is suffering that way too. um, the environment isn't catching, I mean, they're catching a little bit of a break than animals are, but the planet is still in a lot of trouble. I mean, not the planet will survive, it's a rock, whatever, but the living things on the planet are catching a little bit of a break, but they're still going to go down, as long as, I don't know, we don't have some super horrendous thing that takes us all out. I don't know. Ah, I just want everyone to be fine. But that's not, it's, it's complicated. It's complicated. It's not just as easy as you get your rights, I get my rights, just stay out of my rights. It's not that simple. It's just not that simple because I've said it before, your civil rights to throw your fist ends at my nose, and that's kind of the same thing. And when people are so close together, you can't help but hit somebody else's nose. I wish I had someone else to to be on here with me to keep this up. Let's see, Women's Wednesday tomorrow. Yes, Women's Wednesday tomorrow. Let me get my sex change done real quick. Do you want to come on, Bio? You can always come on. Um, Actually, anyone who wants to come on now, I can probably give you a link just in case. I mean, I don't plan on being on for very long, but let me do this really quick and I'll put it in the chat. Close that down. Close. Okay, here's a link. You're always welcome on, Bio. You've been threatening to come on for a while. Um, Anyone who wants to come chat for a minute, but really I don't want this to take long because I have other things to do. I need to turn off the news and go build my garden and stuff. I have a whole bunch of plants I need to transplant into bigger containers because we keep having freezes, um, and I can't put them outside yet and plant them directly in the garden. So, hi Matt. Rights must go with responsibilities. Absolutely, Matt. I agree with that. I mean, you have the responsibility to preserve other people's rights, just just like you expect others to preserve your rights. Um, I don't know. I think like if Sam wants to sell his place and move to I don't know whether he wants to go to Florida or to um, New York, I think he can. I think he'll still be able to do it. I mean, it's not like we're locked down not seriously, but putting yourself in self quarantine for 2 weeks, and especially if you have a big piece of property, is so easy to do and comfortable. And gosh, it just gives you a chance to breathe and get outside of the daily rush of life. I kind of like it. Let's see, where are we? Did I miss any good comments? Um, no, you don't want to come on? Okay, well, you mentioned it. Snow today, frosty night. My garden is covered and can heat if it really gets cold. Can heat if it really gets cold. Well, that's good that you can heat it up. I'm not coming on before the very last episode. When people see my face, they'll truly know the end times have arrived. Oh, Bio. Ecocentric homestead. Our environmental issues have two sides, overconsumption and overpopulation. To curtail either is to restrict human rights. Yeah, you have to. There's no other way around it. And I guess I get a little confused when Sam goes on about the human rights aspect, his civil rights, because he's always talked about um, collapsing civilization um, and sterilizing everybody. That's kind of inflicting on human rights. But human rights are a human construct. Nature doesn't give a shit about your human rights. They don't care. And I think he understands that. I know he's not stupid. So I think he's even said that in certain points in his videos. Let's see, predicaments everywhere you look. Yeah, I mean, there's no way around our rights being diminished. Not when there's so many people. There's no way to get around our rights. Um, I don't know. I mean, you could go along and pretend that this isn't happening, but then my right to go to a doctor is gone, and I don't really care. At this point, I just don't want to have to go to work and get even sicker and die because I have a secondary condition. Um, if I'm gonna go, God, let the volcano, the super volcano, take me. Let a huge giant natural disaster take me. Make it be fast, hopefully. It's funny because Daniel Gary sent me an email um, with an article on 10 ways to go out painlessly or something like that. So it was really funny, synchronistic stuff. And then Maggie made it a video about art, her dollar stuff, and seeing um, different images and art maybe meant to be there, maybe not, but you just see things like that. And I was just looking at our bathroom wall and staring at it, and I'm seeing all these like perfect pictures of recognizable images, like perfect. It's like I want to take a snapshot of it and put it on paper and outline it so other people can. It's just so perfect. Anyway, Matt, the young and the healthy should be showing the virus so we build immunity, and then the vulnerable won't be at risk. Yeah, but yeah, you have to test because it spreads asymptomatically, so you don't know. Um, take the Alberta tar sands, pristine forest, torn to pieces, dug up and made toxic. You can see the damage from the tar sands from space, the forest and the animals murdered. I hate it. I hate it too. I mean, the same thing goes on here. Look up the Kennecott copper mine. I mean, you can see it from space, and it's like ripped up a whole mountain, and there's tailings poisoning everybody. It's just gross. Um, your ground is still shaking. I know. It's so funny because every once in a while, out of nowhere, our lanterns, like we have hanging out lanterns. Can you see the lantern there? And there's one behind me right there. Um, Out of nowhere, you'll feel kind of a vibration and you'll look at them and they'll be swinging. It's just insane. Boomer, we slowed the rate of infection. That is, the internet or medical services will be overwhelmed. They already are. Yeah, I know. I can't get the testing. I need to finish my diagnosis to get on short-term disability. I mean, I applied anyway. My work told me to apply anyway, so I did. But I am under no fantasy that it's going to go through. Not being able to get into my doctor and finish the testing. I mean, I'm crossing my fingers, but you know, it is what it is. Anyone else get their stimulus money today? Our whole $1,200. We just got ours. Just curious. Flattening the curve is only meant to stay under capacity. Exactly. It's not long-term strategy. We need antibody testing on mass scale. Yeah, but did you? Um, there's some information saying that it may not be developing antibodies. There's a study, a preliminary study, saying that even if you've had it, might not develop antibodies for it. So that's under question right there. And you may be able to get it again. I mean, they're still uncertain whether it's like you just didn't have a high enough viral load um, before um, before they tested you, or like you were on the downslope, but then it reactivated. Um, I don't know. Be grateful, heretic. The only curve the Jesuits. Oh, what is the jar? Okay, we're interested in flattening throughout this whole ordeal is the curve of collective consciousness rising to a critical mass. Just look at YouTube as a micro study. Good question. From Boomer U, if you notice the area under those curves, sorry, it jumps. Total people infected remains the same. Yeah. Vanessa Kitty. Hello, Vanessa. VA hospital sent me out today to get the virus test at a drive-through. I have tests on Thursday. They are doing tests. Well, that's good. They're doing tests. They tested my daughter too, but when 30% of the negatives are false negative, that's a little disheartening and frustrating because there could be 30% of the people they say are negative are actually positive. Um, I think it has a lot to do with the way they're testing because when you see how they test it in other countries, they do the nasal swab and they also do a throat swab in the test, and we're only doing nasal. So in my case, when I got tested, my sinuses were so dry. I don't know how they got a sample. I have no idea. And it lives inside your lungs. It doesn't live there. You might be lucky and catch the virus as it's coming in or out, but um, it's not very accurate. Let's see. We need COVID testing of any kind. Copy. Yeah. Um, let's see. Dr. Netkowski, Dr. Lotus, Dr. Pam Popper. Sorry, I'm murdering these names. Just look at their videos on COVID. I'll have to check those out. You can slap a link down there if you want to, Matt, for people. I'll have to check them out. I'm going to write that down. Pen. Hold on. K-N-U-T. And John did this. Okay. All right. Wrote those down to look up later, even though I'm going to take a break from this bullshit and be back with you tomorrow for Women's Wednesday. Um, Anything else anyone wants to bring up? Boomer says venture capitalism, feeding time. Grateful heretic, fair warning, the Jesuits better stay away from me because my sword is much bigger than their needles. I did not consent to their Nazi experiments. I won't get the vaccine if it comes out. I'm sorry. I'm not. I won't do it. I won't do it. Especially where they're not showing that antibodies really would be developed. You might be getting the the virus instead of protecting yourself from it. The only vaccines I trust are the old ones. And besides, there's probably going to be so many more um, pandemics and crazy viruses that we have no immunity to coming out. It's just a matter of time. Journeyman features. Wait. Okay. It says this is the largest health fiasco in history, Matt. Um, yeah, I think it is. It is a huge fiasco. But I don't know if the elites are really trying to totally control it. And in one way, that makes me happy because I think we need some population control. On the other side, I'm like, well, fuck. What if I die? What if my parents? I mean, I'm not ready to go that way. I want to go all together in one big, something like that. Hi, Malcolm. All hail Sam Mitchell. I love Sam Mitchell, and I agree with him in so many ways. A little conflicted on the civil rights thing, and I think he's conflicted himself. Um, Sorry, Sam, I just do. Just because you're okay with sterilizing everybody for the greater good, and that's kind of a civil rights violation. But um, yeah, I guess in one way I totally understand it because if you just let everybody go, the virus would take out a lot more people. Um, but on the other side, it would actually reduce it. So either way, yeah, I understand that. It's like you, the side of taking out as much population as possible. Um, but to say that's a civil rights issue when you feel that way, it's like either you're for our human construct civil rights or you're not. Human construct civil rights says you can't force people to get sterilized. So I'm a little confused, just a little. It would be fun to have that conversation with Sam and Veg together, and I'd be even willing to be outnumbered on that. Um, Veg was awesome last night. I mean, don't you guys agree? He was great. He was. I loved having him. I always love having him on the show. Um, he's got great opinions, and his channel. Make sure if you are not subscribed to Vegamatic channel, make sure you subscribe because he is fun and amazing. And I especially like his one of his latest videos about insults you can use. So watch that one. It's really good and funny. I think he's a great comedian. He should have a job doing that. Bio, why are you redacting your messages? Probably you're using your brain filter to your mouth, that one. Which is good. I appreciate it. Um, it's a moral quandary. Yeah, it is. It totally is. Was going to point out polio, but that's an age thing. Yeah, I mean polio, but see those earlier vaccines, I think, you know, well, maybe we would have, really, if you think about it, maybe we would have been better off if they didn't even create vaccines and nature did its own population control. I mean, there is that argument to be had. So it's a harsh one. It's moral, I guess, but I don't think nature understands morals, human morals, at all. Hello, who's off? Yeah, okay. Welcome to the show. This is enlightening stuff. Thanks. Oh, okay. You're part of the club. You get a wrench. Sorry for you new people. The reason why everyone has a wrench is if I trust you, I give you a wrench, and all hell Sam Mitchell. Okay, you get a wrench. Um, is because I want you to be able to post links. Before, when I didn't do that, people would post like nasty links, and I couldn't trust them. They were just bullshit propaganda crap, and so I don't want that to happen. So people I trust, I'm giving a wrench to. Now, if you violate my trust, it will be taken away and you will be blocked. So don't violate my trust in you. But um, I'm glad you are enjoying this. This is so random, and I haven't done a video on my own for so long. This kind of feels a little weird. So I don't know. Bio says sometimes my joking is too dry, and then I just remove the comment. Well, I'm happy that you are noticing that, Bio. Mostly you've had really good um, comments to make. So, and sometimes you go out there and yeah, I'm glad you're noticing that yourself and self censoring just a little bit. I don't want everyone to totally self censor, but if you're gonna piss people off, let's not do that. Hi, Sandy. Yeah. Hello, John Womack. Welcome. And Richard Monroe. Wrench me. Wrench me. Okay, you get it. You got it. You are now wrenched. Who else did I miss on wrenching? Hi, Sandy. So what's going on? I was just talking um, about the civil rights issue and giving my point of view. You'll have to go back and watch the whole thing. I'm not going to go over it all over again. So, um, yeah, I just wanted to clarify my position with Sam and Veg because I totally understand where they come from. But there's nuances and there's conflicts and trying to reconcile this in my own brain, even though I understand the way they feel. I don't think we're totally contradictory at all. I like to be different. Okay, Gray Silverback, I won't wrench you. That's fine. Whose morals? Vegamatic? No, I mean, it's not more about morals. I know Vegamatic and Sam Mitchell have pretty good morals. I'm not questioning their morals at all. It's just the opinion on civil rights and the coronavirus and conflicts as far as those two things are concerned. That's it. It's not about morals. Yeah, you're gonna have to go back and watch the whole thing to understand it. I don't want to go through the whole um, speech again. So, yeah, anyway, I think I'm about done. So, Hans, I want a screwdriver. Don't we all about now, right? Unless you don't drink. Um, okay, so Matt put an interview link down there for Newt Witkowski interview. So please check that out if you can. I was making a joke based on what Val said. Oh, I'm sorry I missed what Val said. It's so hard to keep up with all these comments. I want a real screwdriver with OJ. I know. Ooh, I might have one when I'm done here. Thank you. This afternoon. Let's see. This is the best times. This is the worst of times. Richard, yeah, I agree. I mean, I'm having a great time being home. I know it's hard for some people, and I guess if you live in an apartment, it must be hell. But I live on 2 acres with animals, and I've said this before, a garden, and I bake and stuff. So it hasn't been hell for me. It's actually been, I have more freedom right now, more freedom, and I like that. Um, I am sick, but I have more time to sleep. So when I am feeling good, I can get out and do stuff. So it's all good. Val said you were talking moral philosophies, so I should have clarified I was responding to Val. Yeah. Um, there is moral responsibility, and yeah, I understand. Okay, there was that conversation. It's a dilemma. There's no right or wrong side. I agree. I mean, it's just a matter of communicating, and I just feel like I need to. I don't know why. I mean, there's certain people in this realm that we all our community that we have that I feel like I have to justify myself too because I have such high respect for them, if that makes any sense. It's dumb. I know I shouldn't have to feel that way. Um, I don't know. I, I shouldn't have to feel that way, but I do. I do because I have really a lot of respect for Veg, and I have a lot of respect for Sam Mitchell, and a lot of respect for Sandy. And there's times when I felt like I had to justify myself to Sandy, Environmental Coffee House, all the great people in this Doomosphere, um, and surrounding realms, even Apocalypse Sphere and Sphere, yeah, all that. So it's a community. It's like having a family, and you're trying to express your point of view to another family member that doesn't necessarily agree, but you want to be heard, and you want to understand them. It's kind of like that because I really consider this a extension of my family, especially in these times. Hey, Chris Buster, and Keith Boyd. Um, a lot is Not a lot is happening. I was just kind of getting my viewpoints clarified as far as civil rights and the coronavirus thing and how I really feel. I don't think I accurately represented it last night, not to the best of my ability. So I wanted to get that out there, and um, yeah, yeah, it's yeah. Making myself a fresh garden salad from my indoor grow room. Oh, ecocentric! I'm so jealous. Mine aren't ready yet. I have some getting close to being planted outside. And I have spinach and bok choy going out. I already did a video on that, but it's growing really well, and garlic. Scott Mears. So we are all connected. Yeah, we are all connected. Why, Scott Mears, aren't you arranged yet? I don't know. No, I don't. I'm just a nerd. We're all nerds. I think we're all nerds here. Aw, Scott Monroe. Hello. Um, oh my gosh, I can't believe so many of my family showed up, and it was last minute and stuff. And I really don't have much more to say. And let's see, was Trent ever on the Trent Black? Are you talking about Trent Black? He was in the chat before. He disappeared. I don't know what happened to him. Um, we used to have all kinds of fun with Eat the Rich. Uh, let's see, been watching your COVID Trump updates. Wow, he's totally nuts. Keith Boyd, who are you talking to? Let's see. All right, I guess I don't know who you're talking about. I thought you were talking about Trent Black, but anyway, guys, that's it. That's all I had to say. If you didn't miss the first part and you want to know what this is all about, go back and watch the first part. And I go through a big speech, well, kind of a speech. I just wrote down my thoughts, and so I can more accurately represent my feelings on the whole civil rights issue, because it's a conundrum. It really is, in my point of view. All right, guys. Thank you, Val. Thank you, Sandy, Keith, Bio, Richard Monroe, Scott Myers. Um, get this ready to transition over really quick. Bring you back up. You guys have a lovely day. If you have sun, enjoy it. We have sun, but it's colder than hell. TRC, I love you guys who come together. So thank you for coming. And, all of you in this chat. Grateful Heretic, Matt, I can't say your last name, Angiono, I don't know, I probably totally screwed that up. Buddy, Judy Truitt, um, John Womack, of course, Sandy, Richard Monroe, Poppy Davis. Oh, you guys, Grace Silverback, thank you for coming. Hopefully I got everybody who chatted. Ooh, Hazafia Ahmed, thank you for coming. Thank you, thank you. Welcome to the family, Malcolm. Thank you. Welcome to the family. All right, guys. Vanessa Kitty. All right. I think I got most of you. Thank you very much. Have a very good day. And don't forget to turn off the news, build a garden, bake, do anything you can just to get your mind off of this. So, love you guys very much.